I've had a Fansly account for a while, but I'm finally on there active and I post a ton. If you would like to follow me, support me, you can go to fansly.com/fitsid and you can join there. I have tons of content, conversation. Yeah, it's been fun learning a new website, and I'm still on OnlyFans, just for the record. But one of my new sites that I wanted to introduce you to was fansly.com/fitsid. And the link will be in the description as well. I'm your host, Fitsid, and welcome back to Dirty CEO, where we go balls deep into the reality of what people are really thinking. Now let's get into it. Dirty CEO. Hey everyone, it's your girl Fitsid, and welcome back to Dirty CEO. I'm here with my stepsister, Sam. Say hey, babe.
Hi.
All right, you guys may or may not have heard the last podcast episode that I had with her. If you haven't, you can go and find it and just learn about her. She talks about so many things, talking about happy endings, talking about escorting, talking about how she got into camming and killed it on Chatterbait with her ex. So many different things. If you want to get to know her, though, that's where you go listen. But today, I want to get into the nitty-gritty. Like, you're single. You're dating life. I'm single. We've been hanging out. We've been swiping on Tinder together at night. What do you look for in a partner?
I want someone who can be real with me, 100%. Someone who's hardworking. Someone who treats me like a princess always.
And what would you consider like treats you like a princess? Because I hear people talk about this and like I feel like everyone has a different idea of princess. Like, are you into like guys opening the door for you? What's the vibe?
Gentleman vibes.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't pay for my stuff. I can pay for my own stuff. I'd rather pay for my own stuff. But in terms of like, yeah, holding the door open for me, like holding my hand in public, complimenting me, not saying like, I'm so sexy and you want to rail me. No, tell me like my eyes look pretty or like be like, oh, your hair looks really good today. You know, like little subtle things like that. I feel like if you love someone enough, that's like easy. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, but I was letting you finish. If he wanted to, he would.
Exactly.
Because I really feel like, okay, what I look for in a man is very similar to what you look for.
Every woman deserves it.
Yeah, and I think we all want to feel special. And you know when like you find that person that really does treat you that way? Like when you first experience it, it's like really hard to go back to like being treated like you're not the princess that they see you are, the queen, the whatever. Like for me, I want someone that like sees me as like someone they want to take care of. Because it's very much like gentlemanly chivalry, whatever. But it is like taking care of your woman.
Yep.
And like I want someone that like treats me like a princess, like you're saying. But it's so hard because like so many guys now are just like I feel like they think if they do that, they're a simp.
Yeah.
Because it's become like a trend or a meme where they're like, oh, he's a simp. And it's like, no, actually, he's just a good fucking dude.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's so annoying.
But you know that feeling you get to when you really like someone and you're like, oh my God, I like them so much. Like if they asked me to do this, I would do it for them, but not other people.
Yep.
I want a man that like.
I feel like that a lot.
Yeah, but like you're like, you want someone that feels that way.
Do the same way.
It's different, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so then question, what dating apps are you on? I know the answer, but.
Just Tinder.
And what do you think of Tinder?
I fucking hate it, man.
Yeah, tell me.
It's dog shit. Honestly, like, you go on and, like, either you have, like, fake people, which I don't run into too often.
Like catfishes?
Yeah. Or you have holes. Like, honestly, they're just there for one thing, and it's a fuck.
Right.
They don't want to date. Like, they don't want to talk or have conversation. They just want to bang or like send pics. Or
I feel like a lot of them want like to like just get off on Snapchat. Like genuinely, I don't even think they want to like meet you.
Yeah, they just want
like, send you hot pics. Yeah, which I don't see. I mean, okay, I guess that's the thing for me is like doing OnlyFans. I don't see like what a picture does. Like I understand a video, you know, but like I know Tinder's like based on attractiveness. Like, you know, it's a dating app. You're looking at that. That's what you're initially swiping on. You don't know someone's personality.
Yeah.
But I really don't understand how people get off on Tinder. Like just from that short little bit. Like I understand on the internet, like when you see someone on TikTok, on YouTube, on like Instagram, you like build a fantasy.
Absolutely.
But when you're on Tinder, it's like a 5-second thing. Like I don't
even get a hello.
No.
It's like them just sending a contact card within the first 2 minutes. Like the first message.
But like, do you think too that it's like slightly your profile? I'm not saying it is. I'm saying like, do you think, because I get the same thing and I wonder if it's my profile sometimes.
Honestly, our profiles are very different.
I know.
And you get just as much as I do.
That's
so
why
I don't think.
I think but it is a
overall,
thought I have.
It's just there's just a lot of horn dog men out there.
I also think too they'll do it to anyone that breathes, moves, walks. Like we're
they're swiping.
Different.
I know that guys are like I see so many memes and like videos of just men swiping right, not even like looking at the girl. Yeah. Whereas like you and I, like, well, we swipe pretty fast, but like I'll look at the pictures.
Usually this way.
Yeah, it's usually left.
Swipe left.
I'm swiping left like no tomorrow.
Yeah, and like I think the thing for me is like, I don't know. I think sometimes, it must be my profile. But then I see how you get messaged on Tinder and I'm like, okay, so it's not
gross.
Just me.
I don't get it.
But do you think that like they like...
You know what? I've had a couple good conversations, but then there's always something that fucking ruins it.
Like, do you remember what happened to me the other day?
Which one?
Yeah, I know.
Which one? There's like literally I could count on like 10. I couldn't even count on both hands.
Do you remember one of them? Think about it.
Hey, which one?
Any of them.
The guy arguing with you.
Oh yeah, that one too. I didn't even think about the argument one. One of them, he like told me he was a fan of my work and then wouldn't stop talking about my work.
I remember that.
And it was just so annoying.
And like he didn't even tell you until after you guys were talking. Like he acted like he didn't know who you were at first.
Yeah.
And then came out.
And then another guy was a pilot and I was like, and for me, like jobs don't really matter, but we were talking about traveling and like he was like, oh, like I would love to have you on my companion thing as like a joke. Like that was all trying, like us just talking.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, but what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, like, haha, I like try to make it sound like more like professional.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait, like at first he thought it was like scary movies that I made. And I was like, because I said like adult content. And he like was like,
I remember
yeah. And he's like, oh my God, I don't like scary movies. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I was like, no, like adult movies, And he's like, no, like I like comedy. And I was like, I don't get what you mean.
Oh my God.
Then it clicked and I was like, oh, he thinks I'm talking about like R-rated movies.
Does he have like Instagram or like Snapchat?
No, he's pretty nerdy. Like I like nerdy guys.
Okay.
And it was funny because like he said that and then I was like, no, I was like adult in all caps, like 18 plus. And he's like, and I was like, yeah. And then he like would not drop it. And it was so annoying because like we had such a great conversation.
Such a pity.
Until my job came up. And I was like,
such a pity.
What about you though? Like, how do you tell people? Because when I first met just for the record, you guys, like if you haven't listened to their podcast, like this is my stepsister. The first time we met, we had talked on the phone like probably like 5 times total.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't like in depth, and then we met at a hotel and
that sounds so sketchy.
Yeah, that sounds so sketchy. But I flew to Canada.
We met at a hotel in Canada.
Yeah, I flew to Canada though. First time we met, it was in my hotel room. We gave each other a hug. I was like, wow, you're actually like taller than I thought. We bonded.
I asked to hold her.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first things she said was like, can I just feel how heavy it is? And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, she's staring at my right now. And like, this isn't even like an exaggeration. This is literally what happened in the hotel room. And this was like the first day we ever saw each other like in person. It was at night. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And so I asked her though when we had been like hanging out for probably like over a week at this point, and I was like, okay. I was like, I have to ask you something. How do you tell people about your job? Because it's something like we both have had this for a long time. I feel like it affects dating for anyone, like whether someone's cool with it or not. Like there's turn-ons, turn-offs, and I'm cool talking about my job, but I want someone that comes at me like more interested in getting to know me as Sydney, not fit Sid.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like the more someone hangs out with me, that's how they get to know me and the job, and they get to see my life. But like, you can't just go into it being like, oh, I want to know all these things. Like they always do that. They're like hungry on the dating app. So I was like, what's your experience like? Because she has done camming, escorting, spa services, OnlyFans. Like you've literally done a plethora of things. So you've probably had different experiences, different ways of having to tell someone. And that's a newer thing for you in general too.
Yeah.
Because I know you weren't really on dating apps before.
No.
So,
honestly,
because we kind of had a debate on this, remember? About how to tell someone, when to tell them.
It's just annoying because
Yeah.
once you tell them, you know, like they're either going to run scared for their lives or they're going to act like they're cool with it and then, you know, turn around and not be cool with it.
Mhm.
So it's hard to, you know, decide when that person's ready to handle that kind of
Mhm.
information.
But do you feel like you just rip the Band-Aid off or no? Because for me, like, I feel like the longer I wait, the more I feel like I'm, like, lying to them, even though I know I'm not lying. Because most people don't even tell you half the shit about themselves until, like, later.
Well, I honestly just tell them like I do photography and modeling because it's not a lie. But like then it's just something that's kind of like good enough where you guys don't have to get into like more of a deeper conversation
But
about
what if you fell in love and then you had to be like, yo, baby,
I've
I
been
actually
lying to
sucked
you for the
dick."
last
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah. I actually sucked dick on these modeling
Oh,
trips with my
God.
stepsister.
No, I wouldn't let it get that far.
No,
but
yeah.
like initially, just so I could have like a conversation and get to know that person and decide
See
if like
they're worth it
you
or
know,
not.
like if I'm worth telling them.
Yeah, because it's also like the emotional, like, not saying that our jobs are bad, but it's the emotional stress you go through when you're like, you know, you have to tell them. It's like that conversation. It's like telling someone, oh, I'm pregnant, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's very much like a deal breaker for a lot of people, or
Like
it's
baggage.
Yeah, baggage for sure. Or it's something that, like, for other people, like, they just change when they hear that. Just like pregnancy. Like, people hear that and it's like they see you differently.
It's also like because OnlyFans is the way it is today.
Yeah.
And how many people and girls are on it and like how much it's all over Instagram and like social media and stuff. It makes it so much harder because everyone's like perspectives on it is based on like what's being posted or what other people are like thinking or saying about it.
Yeah, and
not
I think
people who are actually like creating and doing.
And it's okay. We have a bone to pick on this one too.
Yeah, this is like
because this is something that's like really hard for me because I've been on OnlyFans now since 2018, you guys. It is 2020. That is 4 years I have been on there. So for me, for OnlyFans, I view it in the sense, I want to hear your 2 cents on this, but I've
been on it since 2018.
Yeah, yeah. But I meant like I want your opinion after I say mine. Like,
yeah.
I think when it was like 2018 and like it wasn't this like you know those fan sites that aren't that popular, like people hear those names and they don't know what it is. Everyone thinks that they are an educator, a fucking scientist, a whatever when it comes to OnlyFans. They think that they know everything about it. And like being on dating apps, this is my hardest thing, is every fucking dude, their mom, their grandma, their fucking uncle thinks that they understand OnlyFans. Unless they think because their cousin's friend's cousin does it, that they understand it. They also think that like because they had a girlfriend post like pics on it once, that they understand how OnlyFans works for people that literally do it as a career.
Yeah.
And like I'm not saying it's a long term.
There's just a lot more to it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's even a long term thing because a lot of those people don't like consider themselves sex workers. We are sex workers, and I think that people don't realize that like if it's a long term career choice, it's not OnlyFans that you're doing. You're doing porn. Because long-term OnlyFans won't be there forever.
Yep, exactly.
And so like my bone that I pick with it is that like people always think that they understand it, they know it, they know me, they know who I am, they know my morals. I'm like, honey,
or we're just another OnlyFans girl.
Yeah, but they don't understand testing. These dudes don't get that like when you're at the level that I'm at with like this is how I make my money to pay my bills. And same with you, we go fucking get tested. We're not just like fucking random dudes off Tinder. Like we're working with people who are professionals showing us new things. Like she and I were talking about positions, telling guys like there's like people can shoot up their dicks with Trimex, which is like basically like a shot you give your dick. And then you also can take like Viagra or Cialis or whatever. If you're like a professional porn star, like you might not need it all the time, but most of them like know about it, all that. So whenever people are like, oh, OnlyFans, I'm like, you don't know the half of what happens in like the real world of,
because it really is. It really is its own little world.
Yeah. And then, but people that are like at their house doing it with their boyfriend or girlfriend, like that's a very different experience than like the people that are doing it, working with other people, collaborating like outside of relationships.
Yep.
Because I think the cool thing about OnlyFans is it is personal. Like you and I, obviously, we have our duo page together and that's so fun. But like we've had some experiences shooting with guys that were maybe not people that like would do it again with, but when you do that, you don't talk about the bad experiences. You just like
learn from them.
Yeah. And I think people, when they hear OnlyFans, they don't understand like we have standards. We're not just like gonna like
anything or anyone.
Or anyone that makes us feel bad about ourselves or has a bad reputation or has like STDs. Like they think that because they like their friend's cousin does it and shows her feet and makes $18 a month on it,
we're gonna do a collab with her. No.
And it's not even about like how good you are or whatever. It's just like who is professional and respectful and safe, you know?
Yeah.
But like when I talk to guys on Tinder and then I tell them, oh, it's more than OnlyFans because they just assume like I only have that site. I'm like, no, if you knew what I did in a day, we literally live streamed together. We filmed, I don't want to say the number on this podcast of how many videos, but like, a lot. And we had so many juices flowing.
Left and right, up and down. It was a lot.
But people don't realize like it's not like you and I just once in one day. We've probably like 20
times. Yeah.
And then over here in the last podcast we shot, she's like, you want to make out? Yeah. Because like we literally have gotten so fucking like in sync with like how we are on camera. And like people don't realize like, yes, obviously like you have to get along with someone, but there's like differences, you know, like when the camera's on, like we wear matching outfits. We try to make it so you guys like it. You know, we like it too, but like you guys have to like find it to be aesthetically pleasing. Yeah.
Yeah. My problem is like that aspect and then them thinking like we have no personalities.
Yeah, which when I first met you, I honestly thought you didn't have one.
Because of my pictures,
like before I met you. And then I met you and I was like, whoa, like you're smart, you're funny, you have a personality, you're caring, thoughtful. Like there's so much more to you. But like when I saw your Instagram, and I know that your Instagram pictures are on your Tinder.
Oh, I already know. Like when I look on my Instagram, I'm like, oh, she looks like a bitch.
Read your Tinder profile. What is it?
It's like literally nothing.
Do you really not have a profile?
No.
Oh God.
Let me just pull up some Tinder messages though.
Yeah. Read those. I'm curious.
All right, this one's actually a good one. I remember I said this. I'm like, more men need to do this. He goes, you have $25 to build the perfect dude.
Oh, you read this one to me. I love it.
80 for a rich guy, 60 for a nice car, 50 for a nice personality, 20 for me, 5, please, I'm desperate. That's so cute. I was like, you know, don't leave me with any
Did the conversation go well?
No.
Why? What happened?
But like, it just didn't really like, he didn't kind of continue the conversation. I feel like he just kind of like sent that to everyone, copied and pasted.
But that was cuter.
But like
than
it was
the
better than like,
line.
hey, what's your snap? Or like,
no, you know what? You want to remember what I got the other day, and then I didn't reply, and then he sent another version of it. Do you remember? Yeah, sugar tits. He said, "Hey, sugar tits," and then like probably 2 hours later, he said, "Sugar melons," like trying to get my attention. And I'm like,
if I didn't answer you the first time, like I'm not gonna answer you the second.
I was like, why is sugar tits like what you think is gonna make me fall in love and message you?
Oh God, yeah, I don't know. It's just like put a little effort into it, people. Like, but
I think too. This is the thing, guys always have to message first, and I'm not saying like, oh, don't put effort in, but I thought about it the other day. I'm so over having meaningless conversations on these dating apps that I can't imagine how these guys feel putting the fucking effort and time into a pickup line and the girl not even replying. You know what I mean? Because like,
it's true. Because there's a lot of bots now too, like fake girls just getting like trying to get their clout for their pages and shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like I've never used Tinder to promote myself, and like I feel like you and I both we use.
I'm taking it very seriously.
Yeah, we use it as
more seriously than anyone. I feel
we should. Yeah, but I feel like dating apps like now it's hard because guys will tell me they're like, "Are you talking about your OnlyFans so you can promote it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm actually not even telling you about OnlyFans.
I'm actually about to sign up for Christian Mingle at this point."
No, we should try to sign up for Farmers Only. I want to
Farmers Only.
Yeah.
What is that?
You don't know what that is?
No.
Oh, it's for farmers, like
farmer men.
Yeah, to find farmer women.
But
or
we're
like
not
housewives.
farmer,
but we'd be
housewives.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like it'd be funny because, like, I love cornfields. I would be fine
Not
with
my
it.
vibe. Okay, we
No.
have very different types,
Yes.
which is great. It's
Yeah.
great.
No, it's nice because, like, when she and I are, like, swiping on Tinder, we never have to worry about, like, who we find attractive. Because, like, I can appreciate if she shows me someone, I'm like, oh, yeah, not my type, but, like, I could see them with you. But, like, for me, what I find attractive versus her, I feel like you also really want someone that has good sense of style. I could give two shits about what they wear.
Yeah,
like,
fashion.
as long as they make me laugh, I'm like chilling. But also, I think you like tattoos way more than I do.
Yeah,
Like,
I like them.
Like, I notice what you gravitate towards is like they have a hand
I
tattoo.
don't do it on purpose. Like, I
no,
don't know
but
why.
it's what you're just attracted
It's
to.
just so
Yeah, because you want it on your neck. I know you. You're like, oh, choke me out. You're like, I'm but not
don't
like
call me out like this.
I'm just saying like what I noticed, you know?
No, it's true. I just think it's so hot.
And if you've become curious about my content, you can always go to onlyfans.com/fitsid. That's my VIP OnlyFans. I'm on there every day. I post every day. All of my scenes, pictures, everything is on there for one low price of $35 a month. So that's less than getting a cup of coffee every day at Starbucks, and you get to see everything I've posted in the last 4 years. I also have a free OnlyFans, which is onlyfans.com/XXXFitSid. So that has my free OnlyFans. You can unlock as in like a la carte options, or if you just want to go to my website, fitsid.com, FITSID.com. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know in case you had a little bit of curiosity. Okay, so then this is the other question that I have.
Okay.
When it comes to dating, do you feel like you do yourself a disservice if you go for someone that's attractive, but then it ends up like not having anything more? Or do you not even go on dates with guys like that? Because for me, like I really have to go on a date. It's very rare because I'm just
the attraction needs to be there, and we need to have had like multiple in-depth conversations.
Yeah. So what is your like? How can a guy get a date with you? Like, what's the steps? How does your brain work?
Okay, first, be different. Like, don't be like, be unique, be different.
Yeah.
Don't like give me something that's gonna make you stand out to me. You know, that will probably get my attention. And like, if you do that, I feel like regardless of how you look, I'd probably be like, wow, like they actually took the effort to do something that they don't do all the time.
Right.
So I would appreciate that. Get to know me. Like,
I think conversation is like a big thing for you.
It's hard to like say exact, but like conversation, it just like it
I
either
need
clicks
to click.
or it doesn't.
Yes. Here's my thing. The guys that I have gone on dates with, what I have noticed, I know one of you is listening right now, but the guys that I've dated, one thing I've noticed is that when I click with someone, the reason we go on a physical actual date is because conversation went well and we actually had it clicked, and then the conversation kept going. Like I kept telling Sam, I was like, Sam, like, oh, I'm so like 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, like a week ago. I was like
last week.
Yeah, it was like last weekend, and it's about to be a new weekend, right? It's been a week, and I was so fucking horny, you guys. I was like laying on the couch. She was laying on the couch with me. I'm fucking swiping on Tinder, hitting up all the fucking bitches. I was like,
You're going through like old too.
Yeah,
like,
but the thing is, it's hard because like I need more than just them to be attractive and a good fuck. Like I need that like a mental and emotional connection. Like I want to fuck your soul type vibes. And I was thinking about this because I actually was listening to another I wasn't listening to like the podcast, but it came up on TikTok. And they say, oh, whenever you have sex with someone, you give a piece of yourself. I believe, yes, you give a piece of yourself. But with work and like my shoots that I don't have a connection with, it's very different because
it's so different.
The sex that I do give a piece of myself is
when
like,
you like
when it's my choice,
become vulnerable or like get like those emotions attached to it.
But also like anyone that I choose to have sex with, not for content, because this sounds weird, but there's definitely people that I fuck for content that like I very much have given a piece of my soul to, but then there's like other people where I fuck for content because they specialize in like puke fetish, they specialize in this, and I'd like to experience that, and I trust them on a friend level. But the people that I personally like choose to have in my life and like to have in my bed at home or in my car giving roadhead, those are the people I give a piece to, right?
Yeah.
So like when I was
Exactly.
last weekend, I didn't have anyone come over and f them. I was really trying to get someone to share with us.
Yeah,
which
she
we-
was like, please.
I was like, if I bring someone over, will you
will
them
you
too?
I was like, I don't know. I'll have to go to bed. And you're like, please.
Yeah.
I guess so.
But yeah, as if it's such a chore, because I would at least pick someone that I knew she would at least think is like,
You're
cute.
showing me some pretty decent.
Yeah, I was like, that's her type. So like what I was getting at though with that is like, I didn't get anyone because I didn't have that connection of conversation. Like even the old, I was like, the conversation's not like there.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough.
And so like, I think that's the hard part is like, I don't go on dates very often because unless we're clicking, I don't want it.
It just doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, but do you feel like for you too, you might have a wall up a little bit? Because
Well,
I feel
right
like
now,
I
like
sometimes
I'm
do.
still like pretty fresh, like with everything, only because of my situation.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm like ready to date, but I definitely like I enjoy talking, and I've been like
I think sometimes putting your foot out there is the key.
Yeah, like that's like kind of like the start for me right now, the talking.
I think, for me, like when my breakup first happened, like I honestly like threw myself out there thinking that would like help, and now I'm the opposite. Like I'm not making any connections. I'm just chilling, and like when I do find a connection, like I value it so much more.
Yeah. Well, it's just exhausting. Like you don't want to be like,
you're giving a piece of yourself.
Yeah, like you're just going around town, like it just feels like desperate almost. Like when it's meant to be and it's the right person, it'll just come your way. Like,
do you feel like
a season, a reason, or what's the other word? People come into your life for a season, a reason, or
I might have to Google that one. You guys know it. Tweet us about it. But yeah, and I also think too, a lot of people's intentions now are so different than before. Like all they want to do is and like you and I need more substance than that.
Yeah, where are all the men, like the good real men at? Where are you guys?
I know, where are the men that like want to take you on a date? Like I don't
come in my DMs,
right?
Please.
I don't need dinner though. See,
no.
you know how some people like first date they want dinner? For me, first date, like, and you can have totally different view, but for dinner, or I don't want dinner for the first date because I want to be able to talk without food in my mouth.
Yeah, even like when guys suggest movies, I'm like, why would I go to the movie theaters with you on a first date?
No, exactly. Why? Like you and I could go to a movie because we know each other now. But when we first met,
no, I want to talk.
I know I would have been like, this is so annoying because like we have so much we need to catch up on and like talk about. But I think dating will always be harder, and but I hope it does get like easier,
I'm sure when the time is right, we'll meet the person that makes us like happy, and
I feel like they'll fall into our lives and
exactly at the right place when we're like when we're ready for that.
Like my best friend, she's had the hardest time dating. Like love her to pieces, but like she's literally good luck Chuck, you guys. And every dude that she's dated up until this point has been like,
this is ridiculous.
I know, has been like either turned Mormon. Okay, they weren't Mormon before. They meet her.
Insane.
Yeah, and somehow they need to go to the church, like, or they get married and
have babies.
Yeah, and then they have like kids, and it's just crazy to me because like this is the first time I've ever seen her like number one not lose interest in someone, and number two like this person is like on her level, quote unquote. Like they are interested in similar things, but not all the same things. They have their own goals. And she'd been trying for so long. And then the moment she stopped trying,
it worked out. And it's so refreshing to see because I feel like constantly I'm hearing so much chatter about like these like horror stories on Tinder or Instagram and like all this stuff, but it's just nice to see like it actually work out for someone.
I know.
It's like so nice.
I know, but and the other thing too now is like because it kind of like worked a little bit for me before and like a little bit for you before, it's like damn, like I wonder how long
it's a slice of hope.
Yeah, but it's even worse because we know what it feels like to care about someone on that degree, and then you have to go back to nothing and be like, you're like, wait, like I have to get to know you
all over again and like and remake these memories. Like, yeah.
And like
I'm scared of that.
I honestly think me, I'm not ready to do that until the right person comes, and then suddenly I'll be ready.
I feel like I'm scared of it, but then as soon as like we'll be swept off our feet, and before you won't even be like thinking twice about it. Like it'll just happen.
I think too, like this is something she and I have discussed is like we talk about how like like we'll be driving and she'll like say to me, she'll be like, Sydney, do you think like we're gonna end up having to like date guys? And I'm like, I don't know, because like both of us, we didn't go like date dudes that were guys. Like
I
we
also
just
got into I got into the industry with the person I was with. So I
Mhm.
thought like we're set for life. Like, you
Yeah.
know, we're good, but
Yeah.
it didn't turn out that way. So now I'm like what do I do
Yeah.
now?
Well, and then I had brought my person in,
Into it.
and so like I know it's possible to like be. This sounds weird, but people always say like, oh, I could never have that happen because I've never experienced it. Like, we both know we're normal people, we're cool people. Like, our job doesn't define us.
Hell yeah, we are.
So we can find someone outside of, but it's like a really
Hard
crazy
because
concept.
people don't think that we're cool.
Mm-mm.
They think that we're just like online
Mhm.
that we're just good for spreading our legs.
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile, it's crazy because like things that we've done, and like we went to the Grand Canyon for fun with my dogs, and like if anyone had seen us at the Grand Canyon, you guys would have never thought we were like online like little, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the biggest thing is like they don't get to see who we really are, and then they don't give us the chance because it's on the internet. I also feel like for you and I, we're gonna have to definitely meet someone in person.
Mm-hmm. Like it has to be like a social event or like an outing.
I'm not. We don't.
We're
leave
not
the house.
social.
Yeah.
When do we go out?
We don't.
So like,
we're gonna have to go to like the Advents and Adventures. If you guys know what that is, in Arizona they have this.
We're just gonna. No, we said we're gonna have to go on Dated and Related.
I know we are. We're gonna have to do. Okay, if you guys have seen that Netflix show Dating and Related, it's basically where siblings or like I think they even had like cousins on there who went on there, but the cousins didn't do well. I feel like the siblings did well because they actually know each other. Yeah, and you and I are getting so close that like we're
also kind of like the same person to a certain degree.
We're different in like the ways that are amazing because it's like yin yang, but like we could totally go on that show and like actually find each other love.
Get up. Yeah, we could.
But that show was cool. It's on Netflix. If you guys want to submit us for the next episode, next season, that'd be
cool.
Prime. But it's just so because like we're not social people, and also I really feel like clubbing is not how you're gonna find people. So like
no way.
The social events that you would go to are like fucking coffee shop.
Yeah, that's what I didn't mean. Like, club.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you think, oh, what do people do our age? Party. That's not how you're gonna find a boyfriend.
Yeah, or like not a healthy, like a long lasting relationship.
I'll find them at Whole Foods for us.
Or like, if we're traveling, that's a good way to meet someone.
Yeah, too. And then here's the problem though too with that. When you travel, they're usually not from the same country as us.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're from Canada and I'm from the States. Like
you're more likely to bump into people from the States, too. Mm-hmm. Canada's more like, every time I tell people I'm from Canada, they're like, oh my gosh, really?
I know. It's kind of like interesting because for me, I'm getting used to that. But it's normal enough. You know, like it's not like you're like Europe. But I feel like she'll end up coming to the States eventually and like staying here.
Most likely.
I feel like we just gotta find her a nice U.S. boy.
A nice husband.
Mm-hmm. But
trophy wife. My aspirations.
Oh yeah. Explain what you want to do. Because she was telling me, so like I feel like everyone that's in this industry, or in general, like career-wise, some people are willing to give up like their careers and like their real goal in life is to like be a partner, whatever, and I'm gonna get into that with you. But like we were talking about, I was like, would you ever get like stop doing if you met the right person?
So I feel like I'm very traditional, or like I aspire to have a traditional family because my upbringing wasn't so traditional. My mom had me when she was 15. My dad was in jail for murder, so like I never had a normal family.
Right.
My siblings had different fathers, so like it was just very like chaotic. But I wouldn't like change it for the world. Right. I love my family. Like
you love them, but like at the same time, you're like, okay.
I also like every movie and like every friend at school had like that picture perfect.
You want to try something else,
like family. So yeah, that's what I want. So if I like met someone who I like loved and you know he was. I would stop like my work. If we could like figure out a way to make it work financially, I would 100% give up the industry and like be a stay-at-home.
Would you ever go back to having a normal job? I don't know if I
No,
could.
no.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I were to be a stay-at-home mom,
Mhm.
like that's my job. That's
Yeah.
my full-time
No,
job.
I know.
'Cause I'd
That's
be
why I was wondering.
cooking, cleaning, errands. Like that's a lot of work.
Well, and then also a lot of stay-at-home moms, like what people don't realize is like when the kids get a little bit older and they have all these curricular activities, they're the ones shuttling their kids around,
Yep.
taking them to the soccer practice, being there.
Birthday parties, like
Mhm.
making sure that they have like their uniforms and their party gifts and their
Yeah.
homework. Like it's a lot of work.
And then also like if you're cooking dinner, making breakfast, making sure. I think what people don't realize with the whole like stay-at-home mom vibe is the fact that you are taking away the husband's role in that aspect. Like when both parties are going to
Yeah.
work, then they both have to pitch in the house. No, that's literally what you're doing to make it so that when he comes home, there's a fresh cooked meal and you're
it's
taking care of him.
Not like I want to be doing that because of like, oh, the title of the trophy.
Yeah.
No, like I genuinely
No,
like
you're
it
a
brings me
caretaker.
like pleasure and joy to like
Mhm.
make sure that like my kids and my like partner is cared for. Like I would have anxiety going like to a 9 to 5 or like my doing my other job or whatever I'm doing if like I wasn't full-time 100% like in their lives, like
Yeah.
making sure that they had their stuff organized and like shit was ready to go. Like I would have anxiety. And I wouldn't want somebody else like meddling in that. Like I'm like I need to have control of that shit. Like that's my family. So
Yeah, and I feel like too, you're very much a caretaker. Like whenever she's around me, you guys, it's so cute because she'll like come up and like fix my hair or rub my shoulders or like do little things when she can tell that like whatever I need, like she'll get me a water and bring it to me like with the cap open. And like it's just like the little things you think about, and then like you start dinner and like you make it, and like those are things that most people I'm around don't just do. You just do it. You see it and you're like, Sydney needs this. Like, I'm just going to do it versus like,
I thank my
you
mom
know?
for that. That's how my mom was. So
Yeah, but you're very much like that. And like, it's so fitting to like, what if you didn't do this? It
I'd
makes
be happy.
sense. Yeah. But some people say that's what they want to do, but they have no fucking clue how to do it.
Right? Like they can't clean for shit and like they can't change a diaper or like they don't know how to
She took my
like
trash out like 6 times already while she's been with me. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I was going to take it out like 5 hours from now. I was going to get there.
I don't mind.
But I love that. But that's what I'm saying though, is you genuinely like could do that role and do it 110% versus other people. I feel like they want to just say that that's what they want to do, but they don't understand like the role and what it takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone thinks they'd be a good fit for my stepsister Sam,
send in your application.
Yeah. I actually have a duo page with her on onlyfans.com/me and mommy. I'll have it linked down below. But that is our stepsister duo page. I am just so happy that I got to have you on the podcast.
I'm so happy to be here.
And yeah, you guys, if you guys are interested in anything else, you guys can go to the links down below. All of Sam's content, get to know Sam, chat with her, everything like that. And just remember, you are always somebody's type. Have a great day, great night, great week. Sydney out.